Once again, we have a lot of people saying certain sayings and don't have any meat to those bones, so it kind of just passes over your head and you don't know how to take it. So, another saying, what goes around comes around, right? Now, we're gonna start. We're gonna start not blissfully, not like something couldn't come. We're gonna start in the right basis, which is what goes around comes around. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the person that's looking at this video individually, and I'm also gonna be kind of scouring around the whole circumstance itself. So, we got you, and we got what you've done since you were born and going on in your physical life, and you have what you've done since before you were born, which is the only reason you accumulate to have something physical. You can't just spawn down here, y'all. There ain't no spawn die. Ain't no spawn die, okay? Shout out to waez. Ain't no spawn die. You come down here with accumulation, okay? And it's from you, and it's from where you went in a space sense, or in a lighter sense, or in a metaphysical, whatever you want to call it. You just need to know it was that, then this. So when you ring around and you know that, okay, I'm the one controlling, then you can start there and be like, all right, now, whatever I have been doing from a level of experience, as in what I was saying, from the baby on, when you're experiencing physically, you can actually like put in, like where you can see, you can actually put into the situation, circumstance at hand, and then you're gonna pretty much see that, not exactly what you did, but you're gonna see that whole situation itself, that whole three itself. So you're gonna see your perspective, whatever perspective you did have at least. You might be in a different perspective, but and then you're gonna have someone relating to that perspective because you've seen yourself a certain way to have somebody relate to that first one. And then it's gonna be the entire situation itself by default, because y'all two made the three. It takes two to make the thing go right. You know what I'm saying? The two to make the thing itself go right, like flow. You know what I'm saying? So when you're pretty much doing this, this is the accumulation of your what you have put in on so many different levels, and then that pretty much comes back down to what you made that actual physical, like what you went through experience for. So what you pretty much accumulated before that, you know what I'm saying? And this is what's gonna let you know, okay, wherever you're at, which is the physical body, is you got to know where you come from, which is what I'm talking about, the metaphysical, which is you can't just come, it's accumulation. So that's why I say that. And so to know that, you'll know, okay, I have a ghost chasing me in a way. I have a Joel cloud chasing me. I have a cloud, I can only say certain words, I got something just like a shadow. I mean, when you're walking in a light, you got a shadow walking right behind you, So it's the same thing when you got accumulation of when your mind was developing into the organs, because the organs accumulated out of the mind that we can't see. We can't see nobody's mind, but somehow, some way, we got them gut feelings. Somehow, some way, we got thoughts that somehow, some way tied to the very thing we're involving ourselves with, But so knowing this is what pretty much what goes around comes around, right? Because whatever you put in from that development, you are gonna have that shadow, that mind, that world that you had before, that essence, you know what I'm saying, the past, come back to you, because what goes around comes around as it relates to you. It's always gonna come back to you in your way, in the way your mind think, in the way you use your mind from the spaces you go, because of the situations you put yourself in. But more than that, like I say, the stuff you put yourself in comes from you're developing in your mind. It's just that now you've had other influences around you that in a certain position might have altered that. But either way, you got to get through your stuff, and then you got to get through whatever you convince your mind that somebody else told you that wasn't in your universe, that wasn't in you truly. You know, we be taking stuff in that ain't even really us. But you know, and then shoot, when it goes around comes around. So whatever you accumulated from that, it's up to you. It's up to you to change it. And if you don't change the way you're interacting within that, and I know, see, we know what it means. Like when we be doing the subtle things that's normal. No, we gotta change the action, spark a new birth. Because if not, it's gonna continue to kind of roll the same way. If everything in the water bubble rolling the same way, then it's just gonna stay in the bubble. But when you do some Naruto stuff and you start really channeling stuff, the bubble gonna kind of start moving more. It ain't just gonna be so subtle, you know what I'm saying? So what goes around comes around, y'all. It starts with you and whatever you accumulated before you got the physical body. Just start really going back into traveling in history in yourself, the mystery of yourself, you know what I'm saying, the void of yourself, and then you'll start understanding, oh, what goes around comes around. I've been already accumulating, but plus my physical life helped me accumulate even more, and now I'm starting to see what I once did, which was the fact that I was once doing certain actions as a youngin, and then I probably stopped because I did it too much or whatever the reason. And I talked to certain people, and I was involving myself, like little things you was doing as a kid that you look at like, oh, and then just know that when you get older, somehow, some type of way, it's gonna come back to you just in a different way. It's up to you to really know, like to really get, like if you're able to really just say things for what they are, you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm still being put in the same circumstance, the same circle, you know what I'm saying? If that's just basic, like you go into a circumstance could be you simply going to you going to a karate class all the time. That's a circumstance. So if you don't ever know when you're in the karate class that at the end of the day, the first thought is you gotta learn something, you gotta do something, and the second thought, or what you relate to is, I mean, not the second thought, but you know what is being kind of like, oh yeah, I feel you, you feel me. From the one is, oh, you're gonna feel how I can structure this punch and how fluid I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the circumstance is teaching and how to do action and defend some shit. So it's like if you don't know that that's what it is, your mind is just gonna run in a circle in there, and you're never gonna be able to get out of the circle and pop it. Like I was saying earlier, that's what I was saying earlier. You ain't gonna be able to pop it. You ain't gonna be able to figure out of it because you're just constantly within it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I fucks with y'all.